Did you know that only 8% of people achieve their New Year's resolutions? Only 8%. That is not really a surprise, right? Because we are setting goals on a constant basis, but very rarely do we know what we need to do in order to stick to them. In today's video, we are going to talk about how you can set goals that stick. Welcome back to my YouTube video. I'm Julia Arndt and I'm super excited to have you here today and talk with you about how to set goals that stick. Before we're jumping into today's topic on how to set goals and what you can do in order to really achieve them, I want to talk with you about the difference between toxic goals and smart goals. Toxic goals are goals that we are setting because we are competing or we are comparing ourselves to others. These goals, when we are really honest with ourselves, are not goals that we really want to do. It's goals that came from others in the first place. So today we are going to really talk about smart goals and goals that you want to achieve. And this is one of the first things that is really important to talk about when we are talking about setting goals. But let me not jump ahead. There's a really awesome podcast episode where I interviewed the author Ryan Munsey on how to set goals that stick. So make sure to check out that episode as well. Okay. So now that you know what a toxic goal is a goal where you compare or you compete with others. You have set the goal because others want that goal and you think you want that as well. Let me give you an example. You want to climb the corporate ladder and you want to become a VP of your company. Do you really want that? Or is that just a goal that everybody else wants and that's why you think you should have that goal as well? Or everybody is going to yoga. Do you really want to go to yoga on a weekly basis? Do you really like yoga? Do you like stretching? Maybe you don't. So don't set any goals that are not connected to your personality and to your purpose. This is really important. This is why you should set smart goals and you should be aware of why you're setting these goals in the first place. So there's 3 distinct steps that I want to talk with you about on why you want to create the goals in the first place. First of all, it is really important that you are connecting to your motivation. Why do you want to have this? Why do you set this goal in the first place? Let's take an example again. You want to be healthier. You want to have a nicer body. You want to lift weights. You want to lose weight. Whatever it is that you want to do, really ask yourself, why do I want to achieve this in the first place? Hopefully at this point you have already removed all toxic goals from your list and goals that, when you're really honest with yourself, there are goals from other people and you don't need them. So now you have a goal that you really want. You want to lose weight. You want to be more active. You want to be more productive. No matter what it is, be really clear on what it is that you want and then why do you want it. And a really simple exercise that you can do in order to get to the point of understanding why you want to make this goal happen is to ask yourself why. And I don't want you to just ask yourself why once. I want you to go down and answer this question 5 to 7 times. So take a piece of paper and write down, I want to do X this year or this month or whatever time span you have, and then ask yourself the question why. Maybe the first answer is, I want to lose weight to look better. 2, why do you want to look better? Maybe you want to find a partner. Okay, why do you want to find a partner? Because I don't want to feel alone anymore. Why do you not feel alone? Well, maybe the next why, that's the 4th why, is because you're feeling lonely at the moment and you really want to have a happy life and you want to build a family. That is really important. Okay, here is the motivation. That is why you want to achieve this goal. And what is really powerful is if you are putting your big why on a piece of paper, on a vision board, on a picture that is reflecting that purpose, then that is really powerful. Put that somewhere where you can see it all the time. Put it on your fridge, put it at your desk, put it in your car, put it as a back screen of your phone, whatever it is, make sure that you are constantly reminded why you want to achieve this goal. Number 2, it is really important after you have understood why you want to achieve a certain goal that you are setting SMART goals. I'm sure you have heard of SMART goals before, but SMART goals are goals that are specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. What does that mean? Well, it is very easy, right? Because I already explained exactly what these 5 steps mean, because it is really important that you think about your goal in that specific way. The biggest mistake I see my clients do all the time is that they are setting goals, but they are absolutely not attainable or measurable. They think that, especially at the beginning of the year, they are setting a goal to go to the gym 5 or 6 times a week. And it is absolutely unrealistic and it is not timely, because they don't even have time on their calendar 5 times a week to go to the gym. So it is really important that instead of not setting yourself up for success by doing all these different things and thinking that you can do 5 different things at the same time in the first week when you're starting to do them, to start really small and to be really specific of what you want to do in that first week and have small successes, right? So let me give you an example. Instead of going to the gym 5 times a week, why don't you go to the gym once a week and try to really stick to that goal for a couple of weeks? Yes, maybe you are not getting to the goal as quickly as you would like, but it is probably more sustainable and more realistic in the long term to stick to that plan, because you are at the end of the day creating new habits. So it is really important that you're starting small and that you are really honest with yourself. Can you really do this 2 times a week, 3 times a week, whatever it is, how often you want to do this specific goal, or however you want to frame this. So let's talk about the 5 different steps in the SMART goal process in order to make sure that you really have goals that are realistic. So first of all, it needs to be a specific goal. It can't just be, I want to lose weight or I want to be more productive. It needs to be specific. Specific means I want to improve my productivity by 20%. I want to lose 20 pounds. I want to be healthier by eating more healthy on a daily basis. For example, I want to eat 3 fruits and vegetables a day. That is specific. It is really important that you're looking at your goal and you're asking yourself, is my goal specific enough? Second of all, and I already talked a little bit about this, is your goal really measurable? Measurable means, can you quantify how often you want to do something differently? So, that is when it comes into talking about, for example, going to the gym 2 times a week or being more productive 20% of the time. You can also ask yourself the question, if it is a little bit more difficult to measure your goal, how do you currently feel on a scale of 1 to 10? 10 being I'm feeling very satisfied, 1 being I'm not feeling very satisfied. And then you can measure your goal based on that. For example, today I am not so happy with my work-life balance and I would give it a 3 out of 10. And I want to get to feeling like a 6 or a 7 out of 10 on a regular basis. This is something that you can do as well in order to make your goal more measurable. The third part of the SMART goal is your goal attainable. Can you really achieve it? Is it realistic? Is it really something that you can do? That is a kind of a yes and no answer, and you need to be really honest with yourself. And what plays into that as well is the fourth part, which is it relevant? And that goes back to the toxic goals that we already talked about. Are your goals really your goals? Are they attainable? Are they realistic? Are they relevant to you? Or are they relevant to another person and you have only picked up these goals because you think they sound kind of nice? And finally, when you are thinking about a SMART goal, you should ask yourself, is this a timely goal? Can I make this happen? Maybe at the moment when you're really honest with yourself, you're super busy and it is really hard for you to attain and make room and time for these goals. Then don't set yourself up for failure, because we know all that failure doesn't really feel good and it doesn't make us feel very confident. So think about, do you want to really make this work? Do you want to have this goal? What would be different? And that is why it is so important to connect your why at the beginning. So let me summarize this process. First of all, you need to be clear on what your goal is. Second of all, it is really important to understand why you want to make this goal happen. What is connected? What is your purpose? What is your motivation? And then third of all, it is really important that your goal is smart. Make sure that you're checking all the boxes. Is it specific? Is it actionable? Is it attainable? Is it relevant? And is it timely? Those are the basics of setting and sticking to goals. What is really important, and here are 2 bonus tips. What is really important when you're setting goals is that you start small. Don't set yourself up for failure because you think that in 1 week you can change your whole life around. That is not realistic and would not meet the criteria of a smart goal. It needs to be small and attainable. Baby steps are more powerful than if you think that you can completely change your life around in a 24-hour time frame. So make sure that you know what you can do in the first week. Test it out. That is a really important concept when it comes to coaching and when it comes to personal development, because maybe something that you're trying to do is not really for you. So test things out. Test what works. Is it better for you, for example, to work out in the morning or in the evening or in the afternoon or at lunchtime? I don't know what it is, but you need to figure it out, and you can only figure this out by testing it out. Write down your goals, make sure that you see them, make sure that you are really connected to your motivation, and nothing else can stand in the way anymore of making sure that you are sticking to the goal that you have set for yourself. And my second bonus tip here is that if you find an accountability buddy, so somebody that holds you accountable to the goal that you have set, you are 90% more likely to achieve this goal. That is why nowadays coaches have become so successful and so powerful, because you have somebody by your side that is helping you achieve the goal that you have set for yourself. It doesn't have to be a professional coach. That is just one option. You can ask your friend, you can ask a mentor, you can ask your manager, you can ask a family member. There are so many different people that you can ask. Make sure that these people stick to their own plans and routines. Maybe somebody that you're looking up to that really makes sure that they're checking in with you on a regular basis to see that you are moving forward with your life and with your goals. Here is a final thought that I have for you today. You can always start again. There's no way or no reason why you have to wait until January 1st, 2021 in order to restart with your goal. You can always start again. Every day is a new day to start again with your goals and to test it out. Failure is optional, and I know that you can do it. All of the successful people that are out there have learned that failure is just optional and that they can start again if they have tried something and they have failed at it. They just reiterate their strategy, they look at what didn't work, and then they restart. So don't be like the other 92% of people that are not reaching their goals. Be the other 8% and don't stop your New Year's resolution on day 12.